Calcers. So today I'm going to go through 4-9 mini quiz. So first thing, we have our chart given to us with the f of x values, the f prime values, the g of x values, and the g prime values. So the first one that we have is p of x equals x f of x, find p prime of 2. So the first thing we're going to do is find p prime of x, and then once I do that, I'm going to then substitute in that x value of 2. So if you notice, it's x times f of x, and it's an x out in front, so that means product rule. So we need to do our u and our v, our product rule. So u is x, v is f of x, u prime is 1, v prime is f prime of x. Okay, and then my product rule says u prime v plus uv prime. And we're going to now fill in the x value of 2 everywhere you see that. So p prime of 2 is going to equal f of 2 plus 2 times f prime of 2. All right, so p prime of 2 equals f of 2, which is -1, plus 2 times f prime of 2 is 5. So we've got p prime of 2 equals -1 plus 10. So p prime of 2 is equal to 9. First one. All right, second one, we've got q of x equals 3 f of x g of x. So it's f of x times g of x. So I'm going to do, once again, product rule. So u, I'm going to make 3f of x. V is g of x. So we've got u prime. 3 is a coefficient constant out in front, so it stays out in front, times the derivative of f, which is f prime of x. V prime is going to be g prime of x. All right, so we're going to first find what q prime of x is, and then we're going to find q prime of -2. So u prime v, 3 f prime of x, g of x, plus uv prime, 3f of x, g prime of x, and we're going to substitute in -2. Q prime of -2 equals 3 times f prime of -2, g of -2, plus 3 times f of -2, g prime of -2. All right, so q prime of -2 equals 3, f prime of -2 is -1, times g of -2 is 5, plus 3 times f of -2 is 4, g prime of -2 is 6. Okay, so we've got q prime of 2 is, of -2 is equal to -15 plus 12 times 6, 72. So we've got 72 minus 15, 57. All right. So the next one, we have r of x equals f of x divided by 5g of x, and we're going to find r prime of 0. So the first thing we're going to do is find r prime of x, and it's dividing, so this time we're going to use quotient rule. So u equals f of x. V equals 5g of x. So u prime is f prime of x. V prime is 5g prime of x. So u prime v, I'll put that 5 out in front, g of x, minus uv prime and then we put it all divided by v squared. So 5 times g of x, all that squared. Okay, so now we're going to fill that in. So r prime of 0 equals 5 f prime of 0. F prime of 0 is -3. G of 0 is 8 minus 5 times f of 0, -6. G prime of 0, -5. All over 5 times g of 0, which is 8, squared. All right, so we get r prime of 0 equals, and I'm going to calculate this, and we'll start up with that and video 2.